Namaste everyone, Sitaram, and a hearty welcome to our tribute to the one and only Krishna Deonarine. Please sit down, relax, and we have a treat for you. Krishna was one of a kind, but we all know that Krishna loved his culture. He spent his energy promoting and preserving his culture, particularly those aspects that related to song and dance and music. And so this evening, our tribute takes many forms to the one and only Krishna Deonarine. Tribute in the form of words by those who were close to him. Tributes in the form of music that was dear to him. Tributes in the form of dance, and we'll get to see his beloved granddaughter Brittany and her friends being a part of those tributes. And so I ask you to sit back, enjoy, reminisce. Let's enjoy the life of the one and only Krishna Deonarine. Our first item is from the University of the West Indies. Krishna spent his working life at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus. He started his new life in Jamaica there, but he developed not just a working relationship, but a very close fraternal relationship with the university's administrative staff, including his fellow colleagues, and many of them became his lifelong friends. The following three videos are from his friends Dr. Hem Prasad, Beverly Steele, and Polly Clark.
Namaste, Sitaram. Greetings to all well-wishers and friends of Krishna Deonarine. We are making this tribute to Krishna and reminiscing the life of Krishna Deonarine. Having met Krishna at the University of Dubai in 1962, it was a blessing to so many of us, to all of us in Jamaica. Having met Krishna, we joined the University Dubai Hindu Society in 62. The society was started up in the same year of independence. There were a large number of students from Trinidad and Guyana as well in that year. Hence we added up, there were a large number of students from Trinidad and Guyana. Hence we added up to 30 when we included the senior students and our Jamaican Hindus. Krishna played the harmonium that thrilled us much, very much. We also sang Jai Krishna Hari, Sri Krishna Hari. Jai Krishna Hari, Sri Krishna Hari, Dukhiyon ke dukh dur kare, Jai 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 Krishna Hari. In other words, we are saying, O Lord, dear Lord, remove the pains and distress from those suffering. So Krishna was loved from the very word go. This bhajan and more inspired me deeply to see the divinity in all. He was employed by the university for his glass-blowing skills, a very needed occupation since he was skilled in mending pickets in the chemistry department and microbiology department. Together with Wahid Umardeen, Krishna was able to conduct a weekly Sunday afternoon Indian Tarantan parade with popular Hindi songs and bhajans. He was able to get sponsorship from various Indian businessmen. This program started 1964 to 65, continues on today, run by Dr. Winston Toller on Power 106 FM between 5 and 6 p.m. He loved, married, and appreciated Beryl Charu, and through the marriage, they had one lovely, adorable daughter, Chris, known to us as Shuggy, Chris Deonarine Young 10, and through her, a granddaughter, Brittany. He loved them and all his family relations. His social family, members of the Indian Talent Merrymakers Band, connections to the Raja Sarangi Band, musicians and their families, and the all-island listeners to the radio program gave him a great popularity. He lived a full life, expressed himself fully, was not influenced by peer pressures. He remembered his friends, found time for his family and sociability, and laughed a lot. He attended and performed at all social occasions, particularly Diwali. He was granted by the government of Jamaica the award of Medal of Honor on Heroes Day 2006. This is only awarded to few. He contributed greatly to community development and work in the medical field, invaluable service in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. The Lord blessed us in a special way by providing the life of Krishna to uplift us. Number one, he came at an appropriate time. Those of us hearing our bhajans and pop songs in Hindi 24 hours a day as in Guyana and Trinidad, we felt something missing. Indian music was a necessity. This filled our spirit even for half an hour once per week. With musical skills going to waste, he was able to have choice Jamaican Indian former band. Indians former band, that's number two. Number three, his name and nature motivated by spiritual elevation. To complete his mission on the earth and to continue my tribute in song. Tu chahe to sab kuch kar de, vish ko bhi amrit kar de, puran kar de sabki aasha, puran kar de sabki aasha, jo bhi tera dhyan dhare, jo bhi tera dhyan dhare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. If you wish, Lord, you can do everything. You can change poison into Amrit. You can fulfill hope to all. He was able to lift everyone's spirit high by singing. Such. I love you very much, very much, very much. His famous words. Us Atma ko Sadgati Prapta ho. May his soul attain moksha, liberation. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Greetings to you from lovely Grenada. My name is Beverly Steele. I used to be Beverly Hill in the days when I knew Krishna first at UWI Mona in the mid-1960s. What a wonderful time that was. Not only did we have studies, but we also had exposure to all sorts of things. And one of the things that I'll be always grateful for is my exposure to Indian culture and the Indian population in Jamaica. Up to that time, people were forgetting their Indian culture. They knew that they had come there from India. They knew that they were Jamaican, but they did not realize that their heritage was important, because if you forget any part of a person, the person is not whole. And it was Krishna's wish that all the Indian people in Jamaica recognized where they came from and their culture and took joy and pleasure in it. Now, as we all know, Krishna was an extremely vibrant and enthusiastic individual, and he gathered around him people who were of like mind. And in our little corner, there was Poliram Kisoon, Wahido Madin, myself, Krishna and Berry. And we went all over Jamaica, visiting Indian people, talking to them. Paul and I would wear our saris, so that they could see the dress of the people where they came from. They hadn't seen saris worn by ordinary people, maybe never. And so they were thrilled, and we were thrilled that we could wear the saris and show them how beautiful their own dress was. So that was one experience. And the group that we had was very inclusive, because it didn't matter. We went to visit people in Spanish Town, we went to visit people in Spanish Town Road, we went to Westmoreland, we went to Hindu pujas, we went to the mosque in Spanish Town. So wherever there were Indians, we were there celebrating with them. But one of the greatest things that happened was the Indian program that Krishna and Wahid and Polly started, and I would say I was part of it because they used to borrow my records and I used to go and lime with them when they were recording. Indian Talent and Parade, and this went on for years and years and years and years. Long after Polly left and went to Canada and I got married and moved to Grenada. And Krishna continued with this program, and when he got too ill, somebody took it over. And people in Jamaica, they were so appreciative of this program. You could call in and ask for birthday greetings, wedding greetings, just to say hello, just to request a particular song. One afternoon we were in Spanish Town visiting on Sunday afternoon, and they said, "Hey Krishna, look at the time. It's going, you know, you will have to get back to JBC in time." He never let on that it was a recorded program. And he said very calmly and sweetly and with a lovely smile, "Oh, will you get there in time?" And then shortly after that we left. So that was wonderful, and I was also there for the first Diwali celebrations on the Mona campus, 1967. I was there when they started the orchestra with only 4 people. It gained so much popularity and so many more members. And then after we scattered a bit but never lost touch, I was there in 2001 in Trinidad with Polly and Wahid and Beryl to see Krishna receive the honor which he richly deserved for the encouragement and promotion of Indian culture in the region. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful occasion. So you see, although it seemed like a light had gone out when I heard that Krishna had died, after a while I said, look, let us celebrate his life, because his legacy lives on. His legacy lives on in his daughter and his granddaughter. They continue his work. Every time his granddaughter dances, it says to her that my father was interested in preserving the Indian culture in the Indian diaspora. And Polly also does her part, Wahid does his part, and even me in Grenada, I found myself involved in the Indo-Jamaican Cultural Heritage Foundation. So you see, we have to give thanks for Krishna and celebrate his life. I will never forget him. He is just the most wonderful person. And Beryl, my sympathies go out to you in your loss, but just be comforted in the knowledge that his friends remember him, and also his work lives on. So goodbye from Grenada, and I hope that we will all meet again somehow, someplace, sometime.
Whether you know him as Krishna, Mr. Deonarine, Krish, or KD, he was a man of mystery. When he met you on first meeting, it seems like you had known him forever. He was so friendly and read you right and included you in everything that he was doing. he took us on trips when we were undergrads at university. We never knew when he would stop, what he would buy us, what detour he would take, what people we would meet, and what exactly we would be doing. Our group consisted of Beverly Hill, who is now Beverly Steele, Wahid Omardeen, and myself. I got to co-host Indian Talent on Parade with Krishna as Lakpati Ramkisoon. Krish was funny and he really rocked that show. So many things we learned. I learned about Bami. I learned about the best jerk and everything. Like we stopped to buy it off a road where they prepared it by the roadside in a barrel. Now, in 1998, when the university celebrated its 50th year, I returned and we picked up where we left off with me reading recipes from the Naparima cookbook on Indian Talent on Parade. At that time, I stayed with Bev at the senior common room and invited Krishna one night for drinks. There's a mystery, which I've never solved really. I found $10 US in my pants pocket later. My guess is that Krish somehow slipped that in there because I was buying the drinks that night. At the same time, Bev and I were treated very royally to a wonderful stay at the beach house in Ocherias of Miles, Fletcher and Gordon, who Beryl was working for at the time. A mystery how quickly Krish got to know Ravi Rambaran, my nephew Subhash Gosain, who lives in Jamaica, and my friend Bev Hamilton. How did he ever meet her? Remains a mystery. Our widening circles included Chris and Brittany in Winnipeg, where my niece Larissa lives, and we had a chance to meet them and share time with them because Chris later took me to the Museum of Human Rights there for a wonderful visit, which was, our guide was my little great-nephew Eli. Anyhow, our circles of friendship and interaction continued in many places, as I said, Trinidad, Jamaica, Toronto, and Winnipeg. I must say I admire Beryl for how she managed her man of mystery, whether she had to, in an instant, get ready for a function she didn't know about, whether she had to cook for a large group when she thought she was doing cooking for two, when she had unexpected guests. Somehow she was able to manage. In 2017, when I stayed too, she gave me her master bedroom to make me so comfortable and fed me well. I must say thanks. I have so enjoyed knowing both of them. My friendship and closeness with Krishna was developed over so many years, and I love him as a brother. I must say I would miss him terribly, but rest in peace, my dear brother.
Our next written tribute is by Dr. Winston Toller. This gentleman needs no introduction within the Jamaican Indian community. The first family that Krishna met when he landed in Jamaica was the Tolan family. Krishna's friendship with the late Betty Tolan Bidesi spanned many generations of the Tolan family, so much so that when a young Dr. Winston Toller showed an interest in preserving and promoting Indian culture in Jamaica, Krishna proudly took him under his wing and mentored Dr. Tolan to carry the torch. And today he continues to do so. Dr. Tolan shares a piece of history in our tribute this evening. Our next item is a video tribute by Dr. Horace Charu, Krishna's brother.
Where did this all begin? Well, it began one sunny afternoon in 1963 at the intersection of Elston Road and Windward Road in downtown Kingston, where Beryl, on her way to a ice cream parlor with her cousin Faye, encountered a young Indian-born Trinidadian born from Ben Lomond, South Trinidad, named Krishna Deonarine. At first glance, Krish knew immediately that he had found his dream, and it was in fact bacchanal time in Jamaica. Krish pursued Beryl at all instants that he could come up with, and on a Friday evening he would jump on the country bus named Clarendon Comet, going to nowhere other than Vere and Kempshill in South Clarendon. There was where Beryl's family resided. In fact, Krish became the unofficial High Commissioner from Trinidad to Vere. Everybody immediately in the area knew of him. While he would take his solo trips to Vere on a weekend, that quickly changed to large groups of young Indian students on campus, led by no other than the then Wahid Umar Dean, Polly Clark, the young Aim Prasad, and others. And they would gather in Kempshill with Krish on weekends, whether to have a little get-together or even a puja, the famous dinner yard, and any excuse to meet. And this will go on for a couple of years, until in August 21st, 1965, we all knew what would have happened: the wedding of the century. Vere was now the venue of a large, elaborate Hindu wedding on the Saturday evening of the 21st of August 1965, under a well inquisitively woven thatched coconut board by no other than the famous Simeon Jekesar of the Use fame. The Hindu ceremony was held the Saturday evening right up until early Sunday morning, conducted by Pandit Bapi from Kingston, and I was drafted at the last minute to be the Sai Baba. That story I can give you at another time, because it will take up the rest of this program. But we had a very, entertaining Hindu ceremony that night that nobody will ever forget. The following day, it was the English wedding that was held on the Sunday afternoon. But if you thought that the wedding would have been completed that weekend, you're wrong, because as long as that booth was still standing, the families and friends would meet almost every evening to continue the merrymaking for days to come. Krish had two great love. One was Indian music and Indian culture. And we all know the work that Krish has done in that area. It stands the test of time, and I'm sure it's going to become historical. But Krish's second love was cricket. It is by fate that, it wasn't fate, I think, that Krish first matrimonial and home in Kingston with Beryl after marriage was at 15 Madison Avenue. This was the backyard that led into the famous cricket ground at Lucas Oval, the home ground of great cricket stars of the West Indies such as George Headley, Easton McMorris, Chris Gale, and many others. In fact, Krish became the father figure of young Robert Haynes,
who lived next door. And Robert became not only an accomplished Jamaican spin bowler, but the coach of the national team, and went on to become even a West Indies team selector. And I have no doubt that Krish imparted to young Ains some of the skills that he developed as a spin bowler, because I can tell you, Krish was a wicked spin bowler. Krish would turn up in there at any Saturday evening and walk on to every cricket match that had been played as a team member, not as a spectator anymore. And he would automatically be the lead spin bowler on that side. And Krish would mesmerize every batsman, that when they saw him on the team, everybody face dropped on the opposite team. But Krish loved cricket that so much that when there was an international match at Sabina Park, don't look for Krish to be at work for that week. He was never there. He would be in the stands at Sabina, rubbing shoulder with his very lecturers and students in the chemistry department, and nobody would even say anything untoward, because they knew the Krish was a cricket streak that nobody could match. Krish would even entertain young Trinidadian national team that toured Jamaica in the 70s and the 80s at his home, even to share a half a dozen roti. If that's what it takes. That's how Krish was. But there's one thing I want to mention that many people don't know, was that Krish was such an endearing person to everybody of all strata, whether rich or poor, young or old. And every young child in Kempsville will see Krish as Uncle Krish. Nothing more, nothing less. Krish would walk into a house and he could step into every room, from the kitchen to the bedroom to the bathroom when he was at home. Krish would sit down with all people of all ages, young and old, and it was a joy at times to see Krish sitting with the elders, the old Indian gentlemen in the various districts, and they were talking about Indian culture until almost the next morning. That was not strange. In 1965, on the 31st of July, Krish started one of his great journey, and that is the hosting of the program on radio called Indian Talent on Parade. This is the longest continuous radio program on radio in Jamaica up to this very day. Krish hosted that program starting at JBC on a Sunday afternoon at 3:30, where every Indian family across the island will tune into JBC to listen to Krish on Indian Talent on Parade. It went to class at one point in time, and then it came to Power 106, where it now resides, and it's still going strong. That is one of Krish's great achievements. But the other one I want to mention was Krish's band, the Indian Talent Merrymakers. A band he formed with his friends in Kingston, and they will play at various locations right across the island. You just have to give Krish an excuse, and he'll be there coming through with his band. Everybody coming down with all pieces of equipment and an instrument, and in no time you'll have Indian music vibrating all over the place. Whether it was a puja, whether it's a dinner yard, whether it's a birthday party, whether it is an Indian cultural celebration, whether it's Indian arrival day at Bushy Park or at Chedden Park, Krish will be there on stage. Just give him a mic and that's it. Indian Talent Merrymakers Band will be in full swing. And the other thing I want to mention was Krish was never jealous of any other band that came up. In fact, I remember Krish used to play as guests on these bands all across the island. But he was so infectious in trying to spread the Indian music that nobody thought it strange for Krish to come in and join them at any time on any performances. I said that Krish had two loves, but that's not true. His third love was curry crab. When the crab season was on in Veer, Krish would be down there almost every weekend. From going to the crab bush to catch a crab, to cooking it and eating it, was a joy to see everybody. And even when crab was out of season, and Krish went down to Clarendon, if there was one stray crab anywhere in Veer, the guys will seek it out just to get it for Krish. And that is how it has been for all these years. And to see Krish with all the youngsters whether in a musical event, whether on a cricket pitch, was always a joy. But I want to also mention that one of Krish's great love was his family. I don't think anybody has to know about his love that he had for Beryl, Shuggy, and now Brittany. I remember when Brittany came along, it's almost like Krish was on cloud 9 again. And all these years, his wife, his only daughter and granddaughter, has been the center of his life. In 1976, personally, when I had to leave Glenmere at 5th form because I wanted the 6th form and be successful, I was transplanted to Kingston. Now, this is the first time that this country boy is coming to town, even to sleep for one night. Coming from a family of about 10 siblings, I can tell you, I had a lot of trepidation about coming into Kingston. But Beryl and Krish opened their doors so easily to me, and for the next 10 years, I still remember that first night, and I still remember that final night. I stayed with Krish, and I went to 6th form successfully, and then at university I finished the program in medicine until my time of finishing internship. We lived like a family, and at no time did I ever feel unease. And I want to publicly state here my unswerving gratitude to Krish and his family for that. And this leads me to a real serious matter I want to bring to all our attention. In recognition of his lifelong pursuit to promote Indian culture, I want to put it on record here that we'll formally intend to try to establish the Krishna Deonarine Indo-Jamaican Museum. And this museum is for one single purpose, and that is to preserve in a practical way Indian traditions, including Indian artifacts, whether they are utensils, musical instruments, religious pieces, religious books, Indian records, jewelry, traditional clothing, and any other Indian artifact. And we will be approaching both the National Heritage Trust of Jamaica and the Ministry of Culture to try and assist us to have this, along with support from the Indian High Commission. So I want to ask all those who have come in contact with Krish all these years to help us to establish this museum. And I'm calling on volunteers to help us to set up a steering committee and volunteer to contribute to artifacts that will form part of this museum. And with the help of Shuggy and other members of the family, we will be contacting everybody who will be willing to help, because we want to see this become a reality. And we want this to be a lasting legacy, so that the fruits of his lifelong mission will continue to unite us as a proud and vibrant group of Indo-Jamaican that will make us all proud.
Our next item is a written tribute by Mr. Henry Jagai, one of the most prominent Jamaicans. Mr. Jagai is acclaimed both at home and abroad for his contributions to philanthropy and to the horse racing industry. next tribute is from Azim Bihari. Azim, Krishna's best friend and partner in crime. From the words of the late Moses Gali, Azim is without a doubt Jamaica's king of Indian melodies. Why? Because of Azim's tone, his range, his technique and versatility that lend tremendous vocal ability. It takes something more than a voice, his unique ability to enchant listeners, and that is why there's only one Azim Bihari. So the first performance of the evening will be by Krishna's tried, true and trusted best friend, Azim Bihari, singing Jane Chale. He couldn't help being emotional as Krishna meant a lot to him. He is accompanied by his sons, Dr. Ashraf Bihari and Nazar Bihari, who were not only members of the Krishna's band, but also his chosen family. Accompanying them on the dolak is another very good friend of Krishna, Richard Bali Singh.
Hi, hello, and how do you do, everyone? Welcome to Indian Talent on Parade.
जाने चले जाते हैं दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते हैं दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते हैं कैसे तुमने कोई उनको नहीं करूँगे निशान दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते कहाँ जाने हो जाने हो कौन नगरिया आए जाए कजन सबरिया ओए जब जब इनकी यादें आए होठों से फरियादे जाके फिर न आने वाले जाने चले जाते हैं कहाँ दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चल जाते कहाँ ये बिराकी ये बिराकी रात कैसी जो न माने बात ऐसी कल या वो देखा मुस्का के चलते फिरते आते जाते ऐसे आने जाने वाले जाने चले जाते कहाँ दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते कहाँ मेरे बिछड़े मेरे बिछड़े जीवन साथी साथी जैसे दीपक बाती मुझसे बिछड़ गए फिर से सावन के जाते उनके बादल काले काले जाने चले जाते कहाँ दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते कहाँ कैसे दूंगे कोई उनको नहीं करूँ के निशान दुनिया से जाने वाले जाने चले जाते कहाँ
Our next item is a tribute from Roger Gallo. The Gallo family has been without a doubt one of the closest families to Krishna. All 5 boys grew up considering Krishna as their second father and as the 5 brothers to his only daughter Shuggi. Their father, the late Moses Gallo, and his wife, the late Murta Gallo, became one of Krishna and Bera's very best friends. So let us hear this video tribute from Roger Gallo, son of the late Moses Gallo and son of Krishna.
I am deeply saddened and in remorse, and making this tribute breaks my heart, and especially knowing I couldn't be there in time of this need. I am truly heartbroken as one of our best had sadly gone to rest. It feels so unreal because no matter what, we could have never been prepared for something like this. It's such a great honor, right, and however, to pay tribute to such a great person, a true icon and a legend. Krishna was well loved and admired for the person that he was and the role he played in the Indian community, both locally and abroad, by uplifting and contributing to the betterment of Indian music and culture. He was a true inspiration for us all. Krishna was Trinidadian by birth, but Jamaican at heart. He not only fell in love with Jamaica, but found and fell in love with the woman of his dream, Beryl. He even lost that Trini accent soon afterwards, and very quickly he adapted to the custom and ways of Jamaica. Krishna had one of the most soothing voice, so no wonder he was the coolest MC around. His humor and jovial personality augmented his role as MC. Through his dedication, his love for music and hard work, he was able to start the radio program The Indian Talent on Parade. He became the very popular and well-loved radio announcer, having the Indian community tuning into JBC ritually every Sunday for his weekly radio show. Through his love for music and the Indian culture, that he also started the Indian Talent Mermakers Band, and it was around the same time. Of course, Krishna was a Merry in the Mermakers, and with his efforts and ideas, It allowed the group to grow to such great heights and superb musical talents. My dad, Moses Gallo, became the manager for the ITM band later on down in the years. His influences throughout Trinidad and also Guyana, it allowed the group to go on to cultural tours to these countries and to exhibit in our skills and talent in Indian music and dance. Krishna also helped and inspired other musical groups to form, even including the Hindu Society at the UWI. I have known Krishna almost all my childhood. He was like a father to me, and likewise I was like the son he never had. He and my parents are best friends, like one family. Krishna would affectionately call me Amitabh and always treated me well. I would spend numerous weekends at his house along with my brother Junior and Nazir. But we were all boys, with only one girl, Shugi, as our companion. But knowing all this, and that didn't even bother or faze Krishna, that his daughter was the only girl that was around us. He felt comfortable and trusted us and treated us as a family. Somehow, though, I have a hunch that I was his favorite of them all. Krishna was very jovial, always cracking jokes, and was very mischievous at times. There was never a dull moment whenever he's around. One of the many titles that he had was Prankster. I have never seen Krishna angry or tormented, and never the one to pick a fight. He always tries to please everyone and would always spread his infectious laugh. How can I ever forget the days at the UWI when Krishna was the head of the chemistry workshop? He was the best glass blower in the country and even the Caribbean. I would love to go visit. I would at times, I'd love to go watch him in action in the workshop, blowing all those volumetric and conical flasks at the perfect size and shape. I guess I can safely say those flasks most certainly got the best blowjob ever. Krishna many times would take us to lunch, especially to the best spot in all of Papine, my uncle's on top lounge. He would take us with the intention of eating the most tastiest hot roti and at curry goat. But many times we would ended up drinking a few cold heinies instead, or red stripe beer. But as I can recall, the best days of my life was being part of the Indian Talent Mermakers Band, of which Krishna was our fearless leader. These days were the highlight of not only mine, but all of our lives. Krishna's dream of a well-orchestrated band was actually materializing, and one that he was very proud of. Krishna and us enjoyed touring the entire country and overseas, spreading the love of music, dance, and culture in the hearts of everyone. These were very cherishable and memorable days for all of us. It was very sad, and especially to Krishna, when we had to halt and some of us had to migrate and live separate lives. I think I was the first one to cause the separation, so I'm to blame, I'm at fault. But my only regret up to this day was my failure to pull off this grand reunion in time before anything like this actually would happen. Krishna surely would have loved to see us again play music
and to revel again in these glory days. It brings tears to my eyes up to this day for not fulfilling this wish. But one day I know that this will come to pass. And my mom and dad will all be dancing and prancing in heaven with Krishna whenever this day should ever pass and happen. But it will happen. And this I promise up to this day will happen. Only sorry that Krishna would not be there to be our MC. Hopefully we can get a fairly good actor substitute, and maybe I would have to take up that role to fulfill his dreams. Krishna, I love you dearly and I adore you tremendously as a father, an uncle, and a very cool friend. Though I will miss you immensely, I am at comfort to know you are at peace and at rest. Today, we are broken, but we are reassured that you fought the good fight of faith up to the very end. And so we stand together and celebrate your life and your divine service. You will be sadly missed, but you will always be with us, because the memories that you left will always be in our hearts and minds forever. Though your time on earth, right, has ended, you will forever live in our hearts. Even as I close, I can still hear him singing the closing song whenever our band would be performing. And this would be Krishna's song whenever we're in closing and we needed to go home. Sachu, 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 Tuji, Sachu, Sachu. We love you very much, very much, very much, very much, much. Rest in peace, my dear Krishna. I will always love and have you in my heart forever.
Our next tribute is from Janet Gallo. Not only did Moses' sons join the band, but his younger brother, Michael, did as well, and went to become the most talented drummer in the band and well-renowned throughout Jamaica. Even Michael's wife Janet earned a very special spot in Krishna's heart. Here is a tribute to him. Our next item is a dance performance by Dr. Camila Gallo Asnani, Shariza Gallo, and Shiv Rambaran. This is a Bollywood dance performance by third generation Gallos and very special friends of the Deonarines, especially Krishna's granddaughter Brittany. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Camilo Gallo Asnani, Shariza Gallo, and Shiv Rambaran. Next item is a musical performance by Amira Gallo. Amira Gallo is a third generation Gallo and daughter of Junior Gallo. Her father played electric guitar for the Indian talent Merrymakers Band and was a cherished son of Krishna. Here she is singing Eric Clapton's heartwarming song, Tears in Heaven.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand on If I saw you in heaven, I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Yeah, yeah. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging please. Begging please. Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Yeah. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would you be the same, yeah, if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong, and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Here in heaven.
Our next item is a written tribute by Richard Arjun. Our next item is a dance performance by Priya Arjun. Our next tribute is by Lucilda Newman. Another family that played an integral part in Krishna's life was the Pancham family. Krishna's fondness for the late Mrs. Miriam Pancham, or Panchi as he called her, bonded him to their entire family. Lucilda Newman details the story of their unique relationship. This written tribute is followed by fourth generation Panchams, Asha and Anil Darling, who will wow you with their Bollywood rendition.
कहीं पानी पानी ये माना न सबकी है तेरी जवानी संभल हो न जाए कहीं पानी पानी
क्यों करता है काहे अलड़ाले ये काहे मैं ऐसी नदियाँ हूँ जो सागर की प्यास बुझाए
बढ़न चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे बढ़न चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे पैरों में तेरे घुंघरू की बिजुरिया छन 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 छनकाती रे.
Our next item is a written tribute by David Johnny Francis. Johnny, as he is commonly called, and his wife Marcia were longtime friends of Krishna and Beryl. They were part of Krishna's circle of best friends and shared numerous enjoyable memories together. The entire Francis family, despite moving away from Jamaica, maintained their strong relationship with Krishna throughout the years. Through his written tribute, Johnny reflects on his time in Jamaica that was shared with Krishna. We now have another tribute by Devan Singh, close friend of Krishna. Our next tribute is by Philip Michael. Philip is the son of the very popular Johnny Michael, and Philip shares his experiences with Krishna and performs the song Phool Ke Bahar. next item is a tribute by Vanessa Reed Robinson. Shuggy's friends, Krishna's daughter, have always found her dad to be a very important part of their lives. His involvement in Shuggy's life made them grow to love him like a beloved uncle. Here are a few testaments of his involvement in their lives. Our next item is a tribute by Melissa Rodriguez Liu. Following that, our next item is a tribute by Debbie Miles.
Hello, my name is Melissa Rodriguez Liu. Katie and I have been friends since high school, Wilmer's days. That's a long time. And I love her parents, Aunt Beryl and Mr. D. He would always welcome you into his home. He would call me Little Miss, and then he would say, "Hi, Little Miss, how you doing? You doing good?" Like, "Yeah." And then he'd say, "School's good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He had an infectious smile. You couldn't help but smile back. He taught me a lot about Indian culture. I loved to listen to him on the radio. Katie would always play him for me and we would dance. She would show me moves. It was always fun. We would come and invade his home after school and he would just smile and say, "You girls eat yet?" So it was good. I will miss him. He was a good part of my life growing up when we were younger, and he is always in my heart. I will miss you, Mr. Deonarine, just as I know your family will. And as always, I'll hear his voice saying, "Where's my Shuggy?" He loved his family. He loved his daughter so much. You are forever loved, Mr. Deonarine. Safe flight home.
Hi, my name is Debbie and I'm a friend of Katie's. I've known Katie since high school, and in all that time I've actually never met Katie's dad. And apart from the fact it's because I live oceans away, it's also because I never felt the need to, because Katie, when she had conversations with me, made me feel as if I knew her dad. The conversations were so palpable with Katie that I felt as if I was a fly on the wall, experiencing the fun times, the joys, the tears and the laughter with her and her dad. That's how much Katie loved her dad. That's how much she admired him. That's how much she respected him. That when she spoke about him, it was palpable. So I know he's missed. And I know there he's left a hole in her heart. But Katie, let your love for him and let your memories of him pull you through all this. Let it embrace you and let it comfort you and your family. I know he's missed by your mom and by Brittany and by all his other relatives. But keep talking about him. Still keep him alive because he's right here. And I'm also there with you, my friend, holding your hand and loving you through all this. My condolences to your family. Love you all. God's blessings and God's guidance.
Our next item is a tribute by Janki Deonarine Cohen. The next item is from Krishna's beloved niece, Shobha Deonarine Gashus, and his sister Mona, as Krish fondly called her, Mona Deonarine Muhammad. Our next item is by the versatile Vijay Ramkisoon, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, a very promising young artist. Vijay is singing one of Krishna's evergreen favorites, Tujhko Pukare.
Namaste Sitaram, my name is Vijay Ramkisoon, and we join with the entire Caribbean and Jamaica in remembering an icon in the industry for culture in Jamaica, the late Krishna Deonarine. The next selection we would like to dedicate to his family and all who would have known him and love him. Sitaram.
तुझको पुकारे मेरा प्यार हो, तुझको पुकारे मेरा प्यार, आजा मैं तो मिटा हूँ तेरी चाह में, तुझको पुकारे मेरा प्यार। आखिरी पल है, आखिरियां है तुझे ढूंढ रही है, डूबती सांसें बुझती निगाहें तुझे ढूंढ रही है, सामने आ जा एक बार, आजा मैं तो मिटा हूँ तेरी चाह में, तुझको पुकारे मेरा प्यार। चढ़ानी मैंने चाह में तेरी, अपने बदन की खाक मिला दी मैंने राह में तेरी, अब तो चली आई इस पार, आजा मैं तो मिटा हूँ तेरी चाह में, तुझको पुकारे मेरा प्यार।
Our next item is a tribute by Frank Lachman. next item is a tribute by Suraj Deo Mangaru. Krishna's cultural involvement led him to many cultural shows and events in Trinidad and other areas in the Caribbean. He developed very warm and close friendships with many people associated with these events, one of which is a well-renowned personality and public relations officer of the National Council of Indian Culture in Trinidad and Tobago, Suraj Deo Mangaru. Our next item is a dance performance by the Prema Shakti Dancers, one of the most recognized dance groups in Trinidad and Tobago to date. Please put your hands together for the Prema Shakti Dancers performing Basuriya.
फिर से बजाओ साजन बांसुरिया फिर से बजाओ
next item is a written tribute by Captain Narendra Mathur. Our next item is a tribute by Anita Maharaj. Krishna's pride and joy, his granddaughter Brittany Asha, from the very day she was born, and she developed a very strong bond with her Nana Krishna. The next dance is by Brittany Asha and one of her very best friends, Dr. Shivani Mathur, accompanied by Brittany's students from the Indo-Caribbean Performing Arts School. Here they are performing a medley of traditional Bollywood songs.
छाई छाई जिया अब आजा रे मेरे पिया ओ मेरे पिया अब आजा रे मेरे पिया मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरी चाहते तो फिजा में बहेंगी जिंदा रहेंगी
We are pleased to present the next item from the outstanding India School of Dance, Music and Theatre Incorporated, where Brittany Asha currently teaches Kathak and Bollywood. As a tribute to Krishna, they have performed a dance of his namesake, Bhagwan Krishna. The intricate choreography you see is woven into a piece which tells the story of Bhagwan Krishna, who lifted the Govardhan mountain on his finger, and the divine form who tended to the cows and protected all from the rage of Lord Indra. is by Vic Karamchand. one of Shugey's close friends, singing one of Krishna's all-time favorites, Zindagi Ek Safar Hai Suhana. Enjoy life, we don't know what tomorrow will bring.
To my good friend KDYT, Chris, to your loving father, your late father, Krishna Deonarine, in loving memory of him, I dedicate this song to him. Live on to his great memories. Love you. जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। अरे उल्ले उल्ले ओ, 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 हा 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 हा, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ। चांद तारों से चलना है आगे, अरे आसमानों से बढ़ना है आगे। अरे चांद तारों से चलना है आगे, अरे आसमानों से बढ़ना है आगे। पीछे रहेगा ये जमाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। ओए ओए जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। अरे उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, अरे उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, हा 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 हा, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ। हंसते गाते यहाँ से गुजर, दुनिया की तू परवाह न कर। अरे हंसते गाते जहाँ से गुजर, दुनिया की तू परवाह न कर। मुस्कुराते हुए दिन बिताना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। ओए ओए जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। टिट 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 टे, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, टिट 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 टे, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, अरे उल्ले उल्ले ओ, हा 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 हा, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ। मौत आनी है जाएगी एक दिन, जान जानी है जाएगी एक दिन। अरे मौत आनी है जाएगी एक दिन, जान जानी है जाएगी एक दिन। ऐसी बातों से क्या घबराना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। ओए ओए जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। टिट 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 टे, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, टिट 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 टे, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, हा 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 हा, उल्ले उल्ले ओ, उल्ले उल्ले ओ। Life is a journey. Enjoy it while it lasts. Love you.
Our next item is a written tribute by Florita Karim. The next item is Song. This is by one of Brittany's very best friends and a friend to the family. When Bollywood playback singer Richa Sharma was in concert in Winnipeg, Canada, this beautiful young lady opened for her. Please welcome Brittany's very cherished friend Upasna Rai singing Hame Tumse Pyar Kitna.
चलेंगी तुम्हारे बिना बना ये आँखें खुलेंगी मेरी बेकरारी क्यों तुम नहीं मानते हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना जलता है दिल बड़ी मुश्किलों से फिर संभलता है दिल क्या क्या जतन करते हैं तुम्हें क्या पता ये दिल बेकरार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना
Our next item is a dance performed by two extremely talented young ladies. When they performed this dance on stage in Canada, the crowd simply roared. Two of Brittany's closest friends and friends of the family, Roshni and Payal Taylor, and company used intricate special effects and delicate choreography to perform this unique and highly entertaining shadow dance. As you can see so far, Krishna was also a showman, in addition to his love for his culture. And so this is why we have put together this video tonight of dance, music, spoken word tribute. And so to close the performances tonight, we present a dance group that Krishna's daughter Shugi handpicked. These dancers are all trained dancers in their field, whether it be Bollywood, chutney, ballet, breakdancing, Bharatanatyam, Kathak, hip-hop or salsa. They come together in friendship and fun to form a show-closing dance group for major multicultural events in Canada. These dancers are from different cultures, different geographies, the West Indies, India, the Philippines, Pakistan and Canada, to form the ever-powerful group aptly named Shakti. By the way, you may notice that Krishna's granddaughter Brittany Asha is a member of this dance group and even does some of the choreography for the group. Without further ado, Shakti in the last performance. Next item is a slideshow that Shuggy and Brittany and Beryl have put together to depict Krishna's life in pictures.
A quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band.
परिचित बेटी तुम है अमर सीती हम है my loving girl don't go that way you're my pride come here and sit by my side it's you I want for my bride. Come here, my loving girl. Don't go that way, you're my pride. Come here and sit by my side. It's you I want for my bride. It's you I want for my bride. It's you I want for.
ultimate, second to last item is a vote of thanks by Krishna's daughter, Shugi.
Hello everyone, as I sit here filming this video on Father's Day, it allows me to really reminisce on my dad and appreciate all that it means to be the daughter of such an amazing man, because I may be a bit partial, but I kind of think he is. My dad Krishna has taught me through example what it is to truly love someone and follow through on a promise. From the very first day that my dad saw my mom, he was in love. It was love at first sight. And he said to my Uncle Wahid, "See that beautiful girl? I'm going to marry her." Of course, Uncle Wahid laughed. He kept his promise then, and all through the rest of his life he vowed to love her until his last day, when he waited to get his final glimpse of her as she held his face in her hands, and satisfied, he gently slipped away. It's so cliche, like a Bollywood movie, the last scene of Devdas perhaps, when he waited to see his paro, except my mom never left his side through it all. She was her own type of paro. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine was to be his little sidekick. Why, he even named me after himself. Krishna Day, Krishna Devi, Krishna's goddess. I knew I was the apple of his eyes from the day I was born, because not a day went by when he didn't demonstrate that to me. Most kids had a blankie or a favorite toy. For me, it was my dad's pants legs, which were my very refuge base to hide behind when I had a shy moment. My dad was not about being shy or having shy moments. He'd walk up to complete strangers and introduce himself with that infectious dimpled smile and walk away with a few new friends tucked close into his heart. Why, that was the way I met lifetime friends like Krishna and Sharita Ramprasad, Mark and Nigel Puroy. My dad would pull me at a cricket match or a dinner yacht, and when he said, "Come on, Shiggy, I have some beautiful friends for you to meet," I know I had to prepare myself to abandon whatever shyness cloak I was wearing and skip off to new friendships. My dad was always proud of me, regardless of what my interests were. I remember at the university he would take me to meet his colleagues and friends, like his good friend Mr. McLeod, Professor Dasgupta, Dr. Ken Magnus, and the Oriental Professor Flingshitai. Yes, that was really his name. We'll talk no more about that. I was able to see firsthand all that my dad did. His positive, jovial attitude and his genuinity in all that he was. The word inclusivity comes to mind when I think of him. He did not care what race you were or what profession you had. He would be family to you. I had the backstage pass to all that and more. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine was to witness the family man that my dad was. He would be in the kitchen washing dishes and scrubbing the awful black pots. If you ever tasted my mom's delicious dal puri rotis, the secret to the delicious flavor was not only attributed to my Aji's recipe, but significantly due to my dad's intricate skills to mill the dal puri with his special spices. This was what made our dinner table filled with Trinidadian students from the university. As my cousin, Dr. Vashish Nobi, explained, this was one of the things that made him have a lot of enemies while he was in university, because Christian Barrel's bed and breakfast would be open 24/7. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine was to always have something to celebrate. Daddy's birthday fell on Christmas Eve. That was an excuse to have a party and to go lime. Every year, my mom would have a great get-together on Christmas Eve, and even when I moved away after marriage, returning home for Daddy's birthday was a big deal to me and an even bigger deal to him. He was sure to construct a beautiful array of twinkling Christmas lights and flashy Christmas trees so that when I arrived from the airport, I would be greeted with a splendor. Even after Daddy had his first mini-stroke, he insisted on climbing the ladder because he just had to have all the lights up for me for my arrival, despite him falling off the ladder on one occasion. This is the love my dad had for me, and I never failed to recognize and appreciate it. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine is to watch him be a hands-on grandfather to his only grandchild, my daughter Brittany. Daddy has always made it his priority to be present for all of Brittany's accomplishments from the very day of her birth until his final day. He was her first fan and interviewer on her very high-tech Fisher-Price tape recorder with a microphone when she was just 3. We now have a collage of songs about Barbie's baby sister Kelly. And yes, we cannot forget how he taught Brittany to play cricket. He took a plastic laundry basin, turned it upside down, and told her that was her wicket. He fashioned a bat for her, told her to aim for the yard, and was coming in for the ball. Britt was a lot like her nana. She was mischievous at times and would bat the ball in the road, so Daddy had to wait on oncoming traffic to feel the ball as Britt gained many runs. After a few tries, Daddy would return breathless. And that was that. No more cricket after that. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine was to never experience loneliness despite being an only child. Daddy's involvement with the ever-famous Indian talent Mermakers Band gave me an extended family that one could only dream of. My second parents, Moses and Myrtle Galu, and Azim and Dulin Bihari, and so many cherished aunties and uncles like Johnny and Marcy Francis, Donald and Dolly Singh, Ken and Beryl Williams Singh, Haim and Barb Prasad, and Auntie Beti Badesi, so many others. This valuable legacy he has left me comforts me now when he's gone. Their children are my brothers and sisters, Roger Galu, Junior Galu, Errol Galu, Patrick Galu, Pele Galu, Nazir Bihari, Ashraf Bihari, Shami Bidesi, Bishan Mirage, Winston Toller, have all been such a tower of strength and support for me as I experience this difficult milestone in my life. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them all. I would also like to thank most of all my mom's younger sister, my Aunt Hyacinth, who has been arduously caring for and assisting my mom as she grieves the loss of the love of her life. There are so many others to thank, and you will see that I have placed them in the credits after this. To be the daughter of Krishna Deonarine is to know that you, my darling daddy, was my world and my heaven. Wherever I am, there you are also. You are the breath of my breath, and my every wish was your instant command. I know I will always have that, even though you've left this realm. I vow to love and care for my mom as much as you have. You can count on that. You're probably in heaven right now, screeching in at top speed in your blue Rambler, shouting, "Wicked." This is Shuggy Deonarine Young 10, signing off for Krishna Deonarine for the final time.
And now, thank you, Shuggy, for the vote of thanks. Thank you guys very much for watching this unique tribute to Krishna. It was compact, it was diverse, and it was entertaining. Hallmarks of Krishna's life. And so, as we say to you, Krishna loved his culture. This tribute is all about him, and we thank you very much for taking the time to share in the life of the one and only Krishna Deonarine.